we know, though, that not everybody respected or admired or supported Nelson Mandela. Let's not forget that over the years, thanks to our good friends at Think Progress, Igor Volsky and others, they put together a little timeline of conservative reaction over the years to Nelson Mandela. Back in the 1960s, the National Review said that for the ANC to take over would result in the collapse of civilization. Yeah. I mean, I remember as a young man in California, when I first got there and got involved in some political activity, one of the big things I was involved in was the effort to get the University of California to divest in its investments in South Africa because of apartheid. Right. And we were considered total radicals, communists, commie pinkos, right, for taking that position. At the time, Ronald Reagan, right, opposed any sanctions on South Africa, called South Africa a good country, said, after all, this is a country that eliminated the segregation that we once had in our own country. What planet was he living on? You know? Right.
Very true.
On and on. It was Jimmy Carter who imposed sanctions on South Africa. Jerry Falwell urged his supporters to support the apartheid regime. And 180 House members opposed, this again from Think Progress, in 1986, 180 House members opposed a non-binding resolution in the House to call on South Africa to release Nelson Mandela and to recognize the African National Congress. Dick Cheney is one of those who voted against that resolution, calling the ANC a terrorist organization.
Well, I think that speaks volumes to any time you see change, right? And I think there's this, there's two worldviews. There's one worldview where certain people who have been in power need to stay in power, and they'll do anything to keep power, including stopping those who are fighting for change and fighting for more openness and more equality. Happens all the time. I think if you look at what MLK and Malcolm X was doing, the work that they were doing in the 60s, you saw that same thing. Like, you can't do this. You can't protest. You can't do boycotts. This is a bad idea. We're going to condemn you with everything we have because, we're completely and totally 100% equal here. And I think this speaks to that. These are the same folks who probably voted against the MLK holiday years ago. And if they had a chance to vote against it again, they would.
Right.
And so I think that it doesn't surprise me.
Right. So as we celebrate the legacy of Nelson Mandela, it's good to remember that there are a lot of forces in this country that did not recognize him then, but probably still don't recognize him today as a great leader that he was.